Welcome to this week's episode, this week's video blog. It's going to be a hitting video on how to stay back. I hear it all the time. How do I stay back? How do I stay back? How do I stay back? I'm going to teach you how to stay back in this video. But before we start, make sure you check out Baseballism. This video is sponsored by Baseballism. Go to baseballism.com. Get your hats, get your gear. They have cool stuff there. Make sure you check them out. The stay back thing in hitting is widely it's a term that's widely misused. It's a term that's misinterpreted. It's a term that's taught to hitters incorrectly. And I wanted to do a video to kind of clear it up for you guys to let you know the different ways of actually staying back and hitting. So you go to any park, you go to any baseball field, softball field, doesn't matter what it is, you'll probably at some point hear somebody say, hey, stay back, hey, stay back. It just happens. It's like one of them terms that just everybody says just to say it, I think. I don't know. So what does it actually mean to actually stay back in hitting when you're hitting? The stay back portion of hitting is pretty easy if you understand what the purpose of staying back is and how to get to that point. So the stay back part of hitting is making sure that as you swing the bat, you're not losing force, you're not losing torque, you're not losing momentum into your swing and slowing your bat down to hit the pitch. Now, you're going to get fooled on pitches. You're going to have to adjust your body in order to be a successful hitter. But the stay back something is definitely something you should probably work on. Just make sure you're working on it right. Now, before I even start on how to do it, just know this. Sometimes it's actually good not to stay back. Yes, I said it. Sometimes it's actually good not to stay back. You get that dude on the mound that's throwing well, he has dirty off-speed stuff, and you get fooled on a pitch, and you stay back, it's probably going to hinder your ability to adjust to the ball. So am I saying that you shouldn't work on it? No, but I am saying this. Go watch any big league game. Spring training starting here pretty soon, so you can watch baseball on TV again. Woohoo! Yay! Go watch any big league game and go watch the number of times a hitter will not stay back. See the number of times a hitter actually adjusts to a pitch or gets fooled on a pitch and adjusts their body to actually go hit the pitch. They actually, if you want to call it, lunge sometimes. I was baffled on this. I did a study, my own research, probably in about 2007 or 8, probably 10 years ago. And I was doing the study on staying back because I'm like, man, this whole stay back thing is getting kind of crazy and out of hand. And I just did one spring training game. And I watched all 18 hitters. I watched all 18 hitters hit. And out of the 18 balls, some of them were strikeouts, out of the 18 balls that were put in play, probably 5 or 6 of them weren't actually staying back. They were actually fooled on a pitch or adjusting to a low pitch or adjusting to a slow pitch and going out front, adjusting their body to try to hit it. So I don't want this video to get to the point where you guys are so analytical about it that you become robots and it doesn't allow you to adjust. But I do want to give you this feedback about how staying back works. So the first thing is how you set up. How you set up is completely up to you. You get coaches that say, oh, you have to be here, you have to be there, you have to leg kick, you have to lift up, you have to no stride. Whatever it is you do, the stay back part of hitting still has to get done at some point. So if you're going to get into your hitting position, okay, however big you load, whether that's really, really big or maybe it's a little bit, it doesn't matter how big you load. The stay back portion is basically as you start your momentum forward, once your front foot hits and your front heel drops, your body's got to stay back. And the main focus for this is to create more torque and more explosiveness through your swing. So if you're a guy that doesn't do a big leg kick, all you want to make sure you do is when you load, your stay back happens after you shift. And that's the main point I want you guys to get out of this video is you still have to create momentum. And a lot of times kids are taught to stay back and they lose momentum, especially younger kids. You do with those kind of 14 and under kids that are still weak, not physically strong, swinging big old BB core bats. They have to use every ounce of energy that they have into their swing. Now, if you're dealing with a kid that's 6'3", 220 pounds, he doesn't need to create a lot of momentum. He's strong enough to do it, but don't take the momentum away just to teach somebody to stay back. So the stay back portion means no matter how big you load or how much you gather your body weight back, as you shift it forward and the front foot hits or the front heel drops, that's when the upper body's got to stay back. So don't confuse it with load back and stay back. I see that a lot too, and then it ruins timing, ruins momentum. You can't get extension out in front, you can't get the contact point out in front, you develop a lot of swing flaws. But also, don't let your body weight shift so far forward to where you leak out past basically your stride foot. So what I have a term that I've used literally for like 15 years is a little bit back to where you started. The stay back portion starts, you load a little bit back. Once you get back to where you started, that's when you stay back and actually swing the bat. So work on the stay back portion of it, but don't work on staying back to the point where it's unadjustable. And I think that's a big point of this video too, is the stay back thing. I hardly ever say it anymore, quite honestly. Like, I want kids to feel momentum forward, and I very, very rarely see kids these days that get too far out in front. A lot of it depends on the pitching too, so be aware of what you're saying depending on who's pitching as well. So you get a kid that's throwing gas, you don't want them to stay back, you want them to go get it, you want them to hit it out in front. But at the same time, if you got that slower type of pitcher and everybody's lunging forward, of course we want to say that. So when you're thinking about staying back, think about wherever you load to, and everybody's different, wherever you load to, get back to where you started, and once you get back to where you started, that's when you stay back to start your swing. So don't confuse this with other things than that. Don't make it more complicated than it is, and don't be that guy that lunges out and go, oh, did I lunge at the ball? Yeah, you lunge, you got a hit out of it. So don't be that person that's so focused on staying back to where you can't adjust. Get it done. God bless.